Why you dey buy fake product, yeah? Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know where to go. Na SON. Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. Na SON.
As vaccines to check the spread of COVID-19 the world over move from country to country, more industries emerge as traders at the popular Alaba International Market venture into manufacturing of local brands that will compete with those imported into the country. We also sampled the opinion of some Nigerians on their expectations from the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Plus, DGSON interacts with a select group of manufacturers and distributors of steel bars. What transpired at the interactive forum, we will tell you after this break.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigeria SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards to improve made in Nigeria products for export. We have developed more standards for products like sesame, cocoa, gari, and more, courtesy of our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turned around time for SUNCAP, MANCAP, and other certification processes. SON has intensified market surveillance, raids, and seizures to reduce substandard products in circulation, and offenders shall be prosecuted. Join SON in ridding our nation of substandard products. If you see something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving lives through standards.
Good evening and welcome to Standard and You, Nigeria's most authoritative public enlightenment program on television, brought to you by the Standards Organization of Nigeria at this time every Monday. Please accept the best wishes of the SON boss, management and staff of the agency. My name is Ifeyinwa Okonkwo. We begin the program by telling you that the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, is not happy at the disturbing prevalence of substandard bars in the country and has asked both producers and importers of the product in Nigeria to embrace quality and give consumers the opportunity of getting value for their money. The SON boss was speaking at a stakeholders forum held in Lagos.
The steel bar or iron rod is an important component in the construction industry. When the standard or quality of this life-endangering product is compromised, it poses great danger to its consumers and others. It's been observed by the Standards Organization of Nigeria that most of the bars produced locally are substandard.
We went to all the markets in Nigeria where they sell steels, and we try buy the samples. So we send them to the lab for analysis, and then the outcome for those who failed critical parameters, those are the ones we went to seal. They will tell you this is 10 mm. By the time you measure it critically, it's not 10 mm, it's less than 10 mm. They will tell you the length is this figure, 12 meters. By the time you measure, it's not up to. So a lot of things were wrong. The yield stress, they were not passing. The carbon content, not it. The manganese, not it. The silicon, not it. So it's a lot of problem. If you use it for any construction, you put any load on it, to crack. Can lead to collapse of building. That was why we went to seal them and put those products, the one we found in their warehouses, on hold.
This stakeholders meeting is a follow-up to the cleanup exercise by the SON only a week ago. The Director General of the agency was emphatic when he told the manufacturers and distributors of steel bars that government will no longer tolerate the disturbing and deliberate act to shortchange and expose consumers to avoidable debts. According to the SON boss, the manufacturers must put public interest far and above self and are required by law to adhere to standard in the overall interest of all.
We are going to start not only charging fees, we are going to start prosecuting. That means actually going to court for people who default, because we are dealing with people's lives. Every day a building collapses. After complaints about the lives that are lost, the next organization that is blamed for our alleged corruption is the Standard Organization of Nigeria. We are accused that we cooperate with the industry to make substandard goods in the market stay. We are accused that we don't pay enough attention to the manufacturers, to the dealers, to the importers of steel in this country. We are accused that we are complicit in these losses of lives, damage to property, actually general damage to the society. So we just want to assure people that it's a fair warning that if something like this keeps happening, we are going to prosecute the individuals.
As much as the agency remains committed to the survival of local industries, the DG pointed clearly that tough measures have been put in place to discharge the practice and deal with perpetrators of the wicked act.
My job is to protect you and the industry. My job is to make sure Nigerian goods or goods in Nigeria are up to standard. So it's my job to make sure the industry is protected. You work with me, I work with you. You work against the country, then I work against you. Tell me how I can make your industry more competitive, much better. How we can get these standards achieved without losing business in the market. Some countries, people actually get executed for economic crimes. We don't have to mention the countries. So some of us Nigerians who are participating and encouraging this kind of thing to happen to our industry, they should remember what they are doing is they are destroying our country. They are destroying the future of our children. But I will not work with the industry to destroy the business here. I will not work with the industries to make our building societies lose decency in the society. I'm not going to work with people who don't care when children die or people die in a collapsed building.
The manufacturers and distributors were given a 3-month moratorium to dispose substandard steel bars in their shops.
We have given them moratorium to evacuate those things and then do away with them. Take them back to the furnace and melt them. Because if we see you with substandard product, we can even go to a building site and pick samples. If we test it and we find it to be substandard, we'll trace the manufacturer.
The distributors expressed commitment to quality and thanked the DG for the opportunity to build a consumer-friendly industry. They pledged their support to the SON, adding that moral obligation to the law will not be questioned.
We have been having a lot of issues, but with this meeting, I think there will be kind of improvement, because for the fact that the manufacturers had issue with production of substandard products, and we believe that with this meeting, they will checkmate them. And I don't think nobody will want to see the wrath of the government, that of being quoted when found guilty of manufacturing substandard products.
The manufacturers have been charged to ensure self-reputation as the cleanup exercise of the SON is ongoing, a task which the DG SON disclosed that he will closely monitor.
You will agree with me that it is a moral duty of all of us to embrace standard and stop exposing our brothers and sisters to the dangers of fake and substandard products. While some manufacturers in the steel industry are yet to come to terms with the imperatives of standards, those in the electrical cable and wire industry are already taking advantage of the SON's technical support to develop local brands of acceptable standards. In this report, we shall examine the impact of the SON support to genuine importers and manufacturers. Please take a listen.
It's one of the largest markets in sub-Saharan Africa. Alaba International Market in Ojo local government area in Lagos State, where thousands of products are sold and bought. It's an international market by all standard, not only because of its size, but attracts people from within and outside the country to buy or purchase bulk goods for both domestic and industrial consumption. Nigerians have had to contend with the prevalence of substandard products at these markets over the years because of the activities of some unpatriotic, greedy, and unscrupulous importers.
The initial interaction shows that some of them were ignorant of what they were doing. The focus is how to make quick money. We realize that when you do the right thing, you can actually make this money by doing the right business. You understand? They say how? Then we now begin to put them through that process. You have to get them to understand where we are coming from in terms of standard approach to ensure you get the right quality of product. And it took us several awareness sessions to get them to that point of understanding what we are saying. And when they begin to do it and begin to get the value for what they were doing, they now realize, okay, this is actually good.
However, operators of this market have gone through various reforms aimed at changing the mindset of traders and distributors of goods through constant monitoring and exposure to the imperatives of standards by the SON. Many of those operating at the Alaba International Market have come to appreciate the need to be quality conscious, as explained by the Electrical Dealers Association of Nigeria.
So long as this market is concerned for now, we cannot say 100%, but let's say 85%. We are sure that substandard goods will very soon become a thing of history in this market, totally. What I see that gives me confusion is the way and manner we partnership with the Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON. They have been here in several occasions to sensitize our people on the need to register their products with the Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON, to have their brand name and have their sun cap. So this has been in practice already now, all over here, that even if you want to bring anything electrical, you must register it with the SON, and before SON will give you a certificate of registration. Your product must have passed their SON standard test. The bad age is 15% left. Then how we treat them is by setting up this buyers beware as SON standard committee in Alaba market. So when we saw that type of people, we confiscate their goods, invite SON to come and pack them, and they will go and burn them to ashes. And once that is done to one person and two others, they will look for a way to run away.
For owners of this successful indigenous brand, it was a daunting but rewarding task to attain an acceptable fit in a market almost overtaken by greed and penchant for increased bottom line at the expense of innocent consumers.
We are fighting very, very well against it. But you know, some of these boys, when they bring the thing, you may not see it. They will hide it somewhere, even in their warehouses. When they hide it in their warehouses, if you buy, they will go to your warehouse and bring it to give you. You cannot see it. They may make some samples, and when you go, you cannot see many of them, unless on their warehouses.
Virtually all products sold at the Electrical Dealers Market in Alaba are live endangering, which is why the Standards Organization of Nigeria is leaving nothing to chance to ensure that operators of this market adhere strictly to standards.
One of the indicators is the level of complaints that we receive. And we still receive complaints on substandard products, on these electronics and others. And whenever it's traced to the market, and you know Alaba is a major market, so a lot of times it is still Alaba. So we're still talking with them. We're in good collaboration with them, and we're talking freely and strategizing on how to still make the market much better.
These collaborative efforts between the marketers and the Standards Organization of Nigeria has translated into the emergence of indigenous quality brands such as cables, bulbs, and electrical switches. The good news is that owners of some of these successful and acceptable brands are already concluding plans to establish local industries to produce these goods in the country.
Comet Star Cables was once a victim of SON seizure and burn. And the then chairman DG of SON called him after the whole episode and advised him and even told him that setting up a cable industry is not as big as he thinks. And the Comet Star took the advice of SON then. And now this market is proud of Comet Star Cables, Comet Star products. So this time, the same SON came and all the directors, they have been here severally to educate us, not only our section, even electronics, even fancy furniture, even industrial, telling them, come, don't allow Chinese to use you against your people. It's very dangerous. Because even if you sell bad cable, you don't know who is going to use it. Even if you know who is going to use it, you don't know who is going to live in the house. Even if you know who is going to leave the house, you don't know when the cable will expire. These are the things they started telling us. It now changes our mind. Do you know that the Kelechi, known as the J&B cable now, was the person that the enforcement team of SON came to arrest in this market? His shops were locked. After the whole thing, we sat down in a round table at Lekki. They educate him on what to do. He now transfer everything he has into manufacturing. That's where you get J&B cable today. Many people have been employed. That is one. AMBT set up his cable factory at Agbara as I'm speaking to you now. So a lot of people come and see Divine is coming up. Plus many others. Even Okus, Nigerian wire and cable, is coming up. So very soon it will be a thing of joy that from Alaba International Market, the electrical section in particular, that over 9 individuals have set up 9 industries. And if these 9 industries kick off immediately, do you know how many people will be employed? So we are seeing SON as our partnership in progress, so long as standard product is concerned.
It is, however, not yet Uhuru for the SON tasked with the responsibility of protecting consumers.
To us on the field, we feel that we still need more of that collaboration. For example, I think last month, we had a particular case of substandard products, and we were asked that it was, I think, electronic products. And we were asked to go to the market, put the products on hold, and confirm the quality. Initially, there was resistance from the market leaders. And I told them, no, you cannot do this. You sat with our chief executive. These were the promises you made. So what do you want me to do? Do I go back and say that you are reneging? And of course, they didn't want that. So they said no, and then they complied with us. And I think reasonably, we are having a better operational atmosphere with them. You know, the market is very big, and there are lots of elements in the market, the area boys, the touts, and everybody. So it is that collaboration, understanding of market leaders that, you know, make these things much easier. And from what we have done so far, from December to date, there's a better working environment in the market.
Because of the success story, some of these local brands, such as C Divine Electricals, are being imitated by some fraudulent importers.
Like recently, we caught a customer from Benin who bought another product and engraving our own brand name on the cable. And he was caught. And the matter is still with the police. Coming this far is not just a childish issue. The company has gone a lot of process. You can imagine what we pay to the government to renew our certificates every year and the process. So we feel it's very, very painful. Very, very painful.
It's good to see that some importers are beginning to do the right thing. Time now to join Halimot Osifo on our feedback corner. Over to you, Halimot.
It's an all-important component of the motor vehicle. Without it, your car cannot function. You're right, it's the car battery. It stores electricity to start and keep your car running. On Feedback segment today, we will be featuring 5 standard tips on the car battery. My name is Halimot Osifo. Welcome. It's a fact today that consumers of goods are always the ones who bear the consequences of patronizing substandard products. One of such innocent consumer was at our operational headquarters in Lekki, Lagos. Jude Ezenwa bought substandard lubricants imported into the country by a dealer facing trial in courts in Lagos. He told Standard and You that the substandard lubricants he bought destroyed machines worth millions of naira.
The oil that I bought from him, then I took it to a company. After that, the Total Oil knocked their engine, MH40. It knocked their 2 machines that worth about 1 billion naira plus. So I came to him, told him, look at what happened. My lawyer wrote to him, said, look at what happened. He said his product is a good product. I did analysis. The product is not a good product. They are now report to him, say, look at this. He decided to start telling me, come today, come tomorrow. I said, okay. So I will consult the government so that they will look into it. Each of the machines is about 500-something million naira. So to repair those 2 machines cost no less than 200-something million to repair the 2 machines.
This unfortunate development, he lamented, has affected his business.
So I want government to take care of it, and if they can force him to pay me my money, right? So because the company seized my 5 million naira and stopped doing business with me.
He advised Nigerians to always insist on quality and avoid cheap products.
Going to Total, they asked me whether I'm a distributor. Why I'm not a distributor. Without me being a distributor, I will not get it from them. So when I met that man, he said that himself is a Total distributor and the Mobi distributor. It's better when somebody tell you that he's a distributor to this, he's a distributor to that. You can still ask him his documents. You can still be bold and ask him where is the distributorship document. If you can ask him. But if you cannot ask him, it's better for you to go to the original company of that product. So you can find out whether you will get it. If you cannot get it from them, they may direct it to their distributors.
Let's always ensure we are vigilant and quality conscious when making a purchase to avoid falling victim of substandard products. Now to 5 standard tips on the car battery. Buy brand new batteries certified by Standards Organization of Nigeria. Take your vehicle to the point of purchase to ascertain compatibility, proper installation, and diagnostic tests when necessary. Clean and keep your car battery tightly fastened. Limit short rides as it prevents your car from fully charged. Turn off all lights when you exit from your car, and don't use electronics when your car engine is off. There you have it, 5 standard tips on the car battery. And that concludes this week's episode of your favorite public sensitization program, Standard and You. Do you have a question, complaint, or suggestion? You can send in your messages with your full name and location to the number 0705-972-4455. Follow us on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. We have a vibrant YouTube channel where you can watch previous episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Stay safe.
Why you dey buy fake product, yeah? Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.